Well, she's back. Dr. Petro is here. We've had her on the program a couple of times, and she's, of course, with the Petro facial plastic surgery med spa, and she kind of keeps us updated on what's going on and what's available as the technology moves forward. And there's
you got a new place too, right?
I do. We love it. We just finished our renovations. It's across the street from y'all now.
So you're right across the street from the Rick and Bubba Broadcast Plaza.
Just a rock's throw away.
Just a rock's throw.
All new things that are really exciting.
So you can find this location. A lot of you already know about it, but we were going to talk a little bit today because we were wondering, and we talk an awful lot about women and rightfully so about the things that are available and men.
We think a lot of women.
Yes, and men,
a married one.
Yeah, men are a little bit different animal. Women, might talk about this amongst themselves. They might go and say, I'd like to, to look my best, which is kind of the bottom line. We're not talking about looking weird. We're talking about looking your best. That's the reason why it's important who you want to work with. And but men, it's a little different, maybe a little taboo that goes with it. Don't want to do that, don't want to pursue that. Really, in a lot of men's cases, I don't even think they even know what's available to them.
They don't. Yeah. It's more embarrassing because it's less accepted. But men are really on the rise, and the men don't like pain, as y'all know. And but they have some of the main things men have. They get fat under their chin, and they also get fat kind of in their flanks and their hips. That's just kind of where men tend to accumulate it. So now our newest thing is a non-invasive fat removal, which is called Coolsculpting. So it basically uses cold, and the cold will reduce the fat under the chin, and you just kind of sit there, and it grabs on with a little vacuum. And it makes the fat cells shrink up on their own. So you keep all your collagen, which helps the skin stay tight.
Well, back to not looking weird.
Right, not looking weird, looking like yourself.
Yeah.
And not creating scar tissue, because some of the heat that you can use with lasers or with liposuction makes it tighter by creating scar tissue, and you have less control over it. With the cold, the cold leaves your own collagen, and it just comes more to the surface. So you keep your skin looking tight, which is a big thing. And there's no pain. People sit there on your iPad. You can watch television.
Doc, tell us, too, because you were telling me in the kitchen a minute ago about how this concept came about. How was it kind of discovered, or the idea was born of this?
Well, it was children eating popsicles. They call it popsicle paniculitis. They noticed that in their buccal fat pad, they were losing fat. And in kids, it'll grow back. It'll expand again once they stop. But with adults, it doesn't come back.
Popsicles led to this technology?
Popsicles.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So now...
I found some of mine come back, though, in the past, Rick.
I can get rid of it.
Yeah.
The studies for Coolsculpting are out to 5 years, which is about how long it's been around. What's brand new is the mini, is the little tiny one, and that's great. Women with C-section scars, anywhere you have just a little bit of fat, and under the chin is a big one, because especially people taking selfies or people looking at pictures a lot more like we all do now, especially men. The double chin makes you look fatter. Even if you're thin, you can still have a double chin. It's usually genetic, and you really can't get rid of it with diet and weight loss.
Yeah, what is it you call it, Greg? The Goozle? What is that?
Goozle?
Is that? Have you ever heard that term before?
Greg
would have a term.
I think it's a medical term.
It's not a medical term.
Well, some people say it's a turkey neck, but a turkey neck is skin.
Because that's a goozle.
But it's...
You're talking about actual double chin fat.
Double chin, like the...
Yeah.
Well, I'll admit, when it was first presented to me, I thought you were talking about when you get some extra skin or whatever. You're not talking about that. You're talking about the double chin.
We're talking about the double chin. We're talking about fat chin.
You're looking at me.
I'm a preacher.
As much as I would like to volunteer for this, I don't want to jump in front of Speedy because I know how he is about this.
Come on,
Speedy's going to have Botox without a needle. It's going to be a new technique. I'm going to try.
Oh, without a needle.
How about this?
Now, how do you do it without a needle? Let's talk about that procedure.
We're just lying to Speedy.
But every time she talks about double chin, she locks it on you like a 10-point
I'm kind of in a bad spot here.
She wants to freeze your face so fast.
I know it.
You can still eat all the things in your kitchen, and you can have.
Now you got his attention.
I know.
Could I not just get it to go away by eating ice cream? I mean, could I not have popsicle chin? I mean, is that?
I'm afraid that may have put it there.
No, it really is genetic, and it can with weight loss. It can even look worse because of the skin.
Goozle.
It's genetic. It's your mama's fault.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's the reason why it's hard to get rid of because of that. There's a lot of things that we deal with that you go, well, lifestyle will handle that, but there are some things that appeared to be genetic that seemed to be impossible to deal with.
And
without,
gender
without
associated, like under the chin, that's common in women and men. But flanks is real common in men. And then with women, as our genes get lower, people are more aware of it. But you just genetically accumulate fat in certain places. The good news is once you're born and you have it, you kind of get all you can get. So your fat cells can expand as you gain weight or shrink, but you're not going to get more. So when we're able to get rid of them with something like Coolsculpting, it's not going to come back. And that's a great thing because a lot of times you do things and it comes back and then you're doing it again or you gain weight. And
now,
then
what about
else.
the fat removal with a laser? Is that still going on, or is that?
It's still going on. The problem with that is it's not a natural process.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so if you freeze it,
freezing is much more natural.
It's specific just to the
if you're
fat
an
cells.
Eskimo,
So you're never going to hurt your skin. You're never going to have trouble with any of the
other,
tissues.
even with the laser, is still invasive.
I mean, you have to you have to make an incision to do it, but the results aren't as good because you're breaking up all the tissue underneath that holds it to the skin. So
this
you run the risk
just
of loose
you're
skin.
just freezing it and it's lifting up.
It's dying on its own, and then your own collagen is coming up, as opposed to trying to make scar tissue and create collagen that way, which is you're not invoking a wound healing scenario with this like you are with anything invasive or with the heat from the lasers.
What are you looking at Speedy about? I saw you.
He's covering his forehead because he wants Botox, but he's so afraid of the little bitty needle.
What do you want to do to his forehead?
He wants Botox, and he asked me about it years ago, and he walks around like this every time I see him.
It covers his forehead?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, whenever she sees Greg, you're in, by the way, if I'm in. Whenever she sees us, she looks right at our forehead.
Well, when he comes...
The way she was looking at Bubba's neck?
Yeah, trying to find his face.
She locked into my flank here a minute ago.
Oh, yeah.
I'm locked in on your neck. It won't hurt you, and you can still eat.
Well, that's a good thing.
I know.
It won't hurt you, and you'll still be able to eat.
That qualifies.
She has found the way to speak the language.
Well, it just makes you look so much younger, too. Like, if you look at pictures, I don't know if y'all seen any before and after pictures of Coolsculpting, but if you don't, when you have this here, it just ages you.
How does it work on gray hair?
It doesn't do anything for gray hair.
It doesn't have it. Well, we do have things for that.
Right.
But we can dye your hair while we're doing your neck.
You know, this is going to be only this show would ask this question.
Mm-hmm.
But if I have a fat face and a double chin,
which is part of a fat face,
but I only address the double chin, will I then have a weirder looking face?
No.
Yeah, but to me, the people who have the double chin, but the rest of their face looks
if
normal.
You look at people like the Arkansas coach. If you look at him,
here you go talking about him again.
I know.
Yeah.
But if you look at somebody like him that has when you look at the pictures and you see fat people, that really overweight people with a double chin, when you get rid of the double chin, they look better. Now, maybe that's enough. I mean, maybe it even makes them do better and be happier, but they definitely look better.
But some people genetically have a double chin, but the rest of their face is
it's perfect.
I mean,
there are lots of
so I would think it'd make a really big difference there.
I saw a model last week who's a beautiful girl, but she has just enough to cast a shadow. So when she's doing photography, people are walking around saying, "What's this black thing on your neck?"
Goozle.
And it's the Goozle. It's the shadow. So.
What if you have a double chin and it's hid under a beard? Can you still do anything with that?
That's why you keep.
We can freeze right through the hair.
Keep it tucked.
The hair won't be damaged. Like if you tried to could potentially damage the hair follicles.
Right.
So I just want to be sure this happened. Instead of Greg adopting your term for it, you have adopted Greg.
Yeah.
I was just trying to make sure you understood.
I'm telling you, most people know what you're talking about when you say it. You might want to put it on like an ad or something.
Well, I don't know if you know about.
Get rid of the Goozle.
I don't know.
The Goozle is out.
The Goozle's gone.
Yeah, goodbye Goozle.
Yep.
That's what you should call it.
That's a great one.
Yeah.
We can sure do that.
If you want to get the information, we'll put it in show notes today
take notes.
for Dr. Petro, and she also is very good about helping you if you have another part of the country that you that she can suggest someone near you, or you can come to see her, or whatever the case may be. But are you familiar with the legend of this hour of the Rick and Bubba show and the callers that call in during this hour? They have like their own club. And there's a side of me that if they have questions for Dr. Petro, I'd love to hear them.
Rick, yes. I would right now like to go to phones if there's any way possible.
I heard Bama Mark has a Goozle.
Okay, well,
Bama could he's a professional wrestler. He needs to look good.
If you have some questions
Plus, we don't know what the judge said.
That's true.
Yeah, about this or really anything involving her field, 866 We Be Big. You can ask her questions while she's here, and she always does a great job of answering those. We'll put her information in show notes too if you want to reach out to her that way. But when we come back, it's phone calls for Dr. Petro on the program in this hour. So 866 We Be Big is
About
the number.
anything, but we want to focus on Goozles.
Yeah, right. It's
And Speedy's forehead.
yeah.
Right, now that is
We're gonna
acceptable.
Botox it on camera.
Yep. I mean, Goozle calls are welcome, but any call about this.
Let me just say, if she's doing me, she's going to do your forehead too.
And we'll get Stingray up here, and she can do his Goozle.
Well, that's going to take some time.
Now that one needs to be done.
That may require a freezer truck.
Rick and Bubba, Rick and Bubba.
Dr. Petro is with us. The callers are standing by, ready to ask questions. We'll start with Bama Mark. Bama Mark, welcome to the Rick and Bubba Show. You're on with Dr. Petro. Go ahead.
Hey guys, morning. Listen, I just want to ask. Well, first I'd like to start by saying I do not have a Goozle. I got a few gray hairs I got to shave away, but I mean I do not have a Goozle.
No, you do.
Mark, I've seen you in person.
Yeah, you do.
Well, I don't have a Goozle, but I mean, come on now. I mean, I'm aging, but I don't have a Goozle.
No.
Well, for your wrestling career, that
Mark,
would
we're
help.
just glad to hear you today. You left us yesterday. We wasn't sure if that was it or what.
Yeah, did
But
the
that's all right. I'm just praying hard. Like I said, the good Lord's going to do for me what I can't do for myself.
like remove your Goozle?
Oh, come on now. Come on.
No, Dr. Petro can do that.
Yep, Dr. Petro's got that covered.
I sure
If
would
you-
like to ask Miss Petro, would you happen to be single? Because Lord have mercy, you're, every time I see you, you look like an angel with a halo over your head.
Oh, Bama Mark.
That is so sweet.
Mark.
You were mentioning the grand opening.
Yeah. She's
I
got
mean, that's every man's dream to find a beautiful angel like her that's a God-fearing lady.
Mark, you
right,
ain't here to
Bama
try
Mark.
to pick women up.
Good
We're
night.
talking about.
Good
Like
gracious.
men without Goozles.
Yeah. Well, look, she's got her grand opening coming up, so you can come by and
If I
stay.
got a Goozle, she can work on my Goozle whenever she wants to.
All
There
right,
you
Mark.
go. There you go.
All right.
Oh.
Didn't you say what is the term about it, to know whether it can be frozen or
If you
not?
can,
It's a real small piece. Piece.
Yeah.
no, what was the term? You said if you can squeeze it.
If you can squeeze it, we can freeze it.
Okay, so that
Please don't ever say that
Speedy,
again.
I'm going to get the biggest needle I can find. Inject your forehead.
Rick, just in case you're keeping score, Bama Mark just.
that's why this hour is what it is.
It is.
I told her
special,
phone
isn't it?
calls were coming in.
Oh.
To Biloxi, Mississippi. Tammy
Mississippi,
is
they'll be
standing
good.
by. Tammy, thanks for calling, and thank you so much for listening to the program.
Well, I had a question, and she kind of answered it
Okay.
because, women carry fat where we don't want to in our female areas.
Correct.
Can that be done away with this?
Can you squeeze it and freeze it in female areas? I think is what Tammy's asking.
Well,
You can, and a lot of times,
Thank
if
you,
you're
Rick.
talking, I mean, this is an important thing for women, so y'all be glad you're men. Right? If you have a C-section or you have a scar, there is an area
Right.
and that is small enough it can be treated.
Yeah, because sometimes
And that can be a
you're saying
problem for
fat
women.
pockets can develop there,
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
and you're
Yeah.
And
saying
they can look worse after you've had children or you've got
Right.
a C-section
How-
scar.
In my case, I was wondering, how big can the area be you're squeezing?
We would give you the bigger handpiece. But yes,
Right.
the cool mini
Well,
is
if you're
what's
talking about
new.
the flanks, it would be different than the Goozle.
The flanks are definitely different than the Goozle.
You got to.
do you freeze flanks or no?
We do. We freeze flanks, abdomen. If you can squeeze it, we can freeze it.
Okay.
The difference in this and liposuction is you don't have to worry about the integrity of the skin.
Understood.
So if you're having liposuction,
How big?
we can freeze it. And
You
we
Rick,
can-
I see
you can-
Mark's calling back.
you
He
can
wants to
fr-
comment on
I can
squeezing and
freeze
freezing.
no, thank you.
One shot's all you get.
866 We Be Big. Let's go to Alex out of Alabama. Alex, go ahead.
I heard that Dr. Petro likes something.
Get rid of him. Get rid of
Not
him.
today.
Not that guy.
Not
again.
today.
Can y'all screen
This is
it?
serious. We got a doctor sitting in here.
We knew that we saved you on that.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
saved you on that. You
Still
didn't want to
using a
hear
big
his
needle.
answer. You didn't want to hear his
Yeah,
answer.
he
Yeah.
asked us that earlier in the
He
week.
did.
Well, the
Yeah.
worst one was the guy that told us he did.
Yeah.
That was yesterday.
Yeah, that was yesterday.
I'm telling you, this hour, it's nuts. on
Derek
the phone.
in Mississippi. Derek, go ahead.
Hey, I was calling to correct Greg. Tell Adler to tell Greg that Goozle is actually the Adam's apple, not the double chin.
That's the same thing.
Okay.
Not on this show, I guess.
We count any chin issues
Right.
Goozles.
Yeah. Whatever. It's in the Goozle area.
To Betty in Birmingham.
It's a woman. It'll be a good one.
Betty, go ahead.
Hey, Betty.
Yes.
Oh, yes, I've got several questions for the doctor, if I may.
Yes, go ahead.
First, is there an age on this? Say if you're elderly or young.
There's really not, because there's no nothing that could affect you negatively, other than the fact that you sit there. It takes about an hour. So, but
is it effective no matter the age?
It's effective no matter the age.
Okay. Next question, Betty.
Okay, she answered one. I was going to ask about how long did it take the procedure to be done, and she just said about an hour.
Yes, ma'am.
It does. And you can watch TV and all kinds of stuff.
Upper arm area?
Upper arms are a great area.
Got an email wanting to know about upper arms.
Okay, about how long does it take for you to notice results on this procedure?
I mean, within a few weeks, the fat cells start dying on their own at about 3 days. And so over time, it continues to improve.
Do you do it again to get more results?
Depending on the area. Okay. Sometimes it takes 2 to 3 treatments.
Okay, wonder if it goes from ear to ear. You've got a large neck.
Wow.
Fat on the neck.
It does. You can use it as many times in as many places as you want, and it doesn't affect the nerves or anything in the face. There's not a risk from that.
Okay, can you discuss price range at this time?
The Cool Mini, I think it's $650. Maybe it's somewhere in there. It hasn't actually shipped yet. It's brand new, so
okay.
But that's very close to the price.
All right, and do you have to have an evaluation meeting before procedure?
You do, or you can send me pictures. But our consultations are complimentary, so I'd be happy to see you and let you know what you could expect and show you pictures of people that have had it before and make sure that, it'll work well for you.
Okay, and I sure do thank you for taking time answering my question.
Well,
yes, ma'am.
Betty, I think you did a good job answering questions for a lot of people.
Questions.
Yeah, that was you were very good and very
ear to ear.
She was
it's a woman.
Well, she was meticulous and she was making sure she got all the information. That answered a lot of people's questions, I'm sure, who were thinking about it. She covered quite a gamut there.
She did.
I'm going to kind of close on that one. I think that question, those
Rick,
questions right there.
Alabama Mark's back on the line.
That's wisdom, Rick.
That's wisdom right there. If you want to contact Dr. Petro, as you heard, the consultation is complimentary. If you want her to just kind of assess where you are, you can contact them today at rickandbubba.com. Those of you in the Birmingham area, which is located across from the Vestavia City Center, we're going to be at a meet and greet for a big grand opening coming up. You can get details about that too. So get all that there at rickandbubba.com. Dr. Petro, always a pleasure.
Thank you.
All right, we'll be back.
Rick and Bubba, Rick and Bubba.